What's up, man? This your boy, Mr. 240. I'm back with another banger today. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I'm gonna be consistent. You know what I'm saying? You dropped the Lex Luger, Coco Beware, Bruiser Brody. You know what I'm saying? The Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, and I'm gonna give y'all another heat. It's my man from the Beast, from the Middle East. He was the first dude with the flame ball head in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? My boy. Shout out to Bam, Bam, Bam. I had to say it 3 times. And another one, Bam. Bigelow. You feel me? If you're new to the page, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button. And before we get into the video, let me turn it back a little. Gotta give a big thanks to the man above, Lord Jesus Christ, Yahweh, whatever y'all call him. Y'all know how this go. If it wasn't for him, won't be no me, won't be no page, won't be no y'all. You heard me? And man, let's get into it, man. You feel me? I feel good. It just feel good. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole nother story. Shout out to him the most definitely. He's the main reason actually. But we'll get into it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, dog. You feel me? Alright. After being released from prison in Mexico, Bam Bam decided to train as a professional wrestler. Reasoning was wasn't much else I could qualify for because he was a criminal, you know what I'm saying? In May 1985, he began training at Larry Shaw Monster Factory Wrestling School in Clementon, New Jersey, where he from. Oh, in the Junction, New Jersey draft, I'm sorry. With Shaw, regard him as a prize student. He made his professional wrestling debut on August 23rd, 1985 at a show held at Studio 54 nightclub. The club still open, promoted by Paul Heyman. Okay, well, you know, Paul Heyman on everybody. In the mid-1986, Bam Bam began wrestling from Memphis, Tennessee-based Continental Wrestling under the ring name Bam Bigelow, with Shaw acting as his manager. He was quickly established a monster, competing in multiple handicap matches, regularly being disqualified for illegal jumping off the top rope. Bam won his first championship on July 28, 1986, being crowned the AWA Southern Heavyweight Championship, winning a battle royal. He lost the championship to Jerry Lawler, of course, the promoter. Anyway, on September 8th, 1986, in the Texas Death Match. Following the loss, Bam Bam departed from CWA for several months, but returning to form a tag team with Lawler. He was faced in the feud with Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. I wish Austin Idol would have made it to WWE though. I saw his old highlight, but then I want that might be like a rip-off Nature Boy, you know, some of them white boys had that blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, that flash. So I know folks didn't want to sign him, but I wish he would have made it though. And Tommy Rich. Bigelow continued regularly appearing on CWA until March 1987. He made brief returns to CWA and its successor, the United States Wrestling Association, in 1989, 1990, 1991, and 1994. I think that was around the time he was signed to Vince, you know what I'm saying? Getting that big paper, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? Back to the in the late 1986, Bigelow wrestled for Texas-based world-class championship wrestling promotion with using the ring name Crusher Yakov, portraying a Russian. During this run, he won the WCWA Television Championship. Readers of the Wrestling Absorb newsletter was voted Bigelow as Rookie of the Year in 1986. So they seen some promise in him, some potential. Let's get it cracking. New Japan Wrestling in 1987, 1992. Beginning in January 1987, January 1987, Bigelow began making lengthy tours of Japan with New Japan Wrestling under the ring name Crusher Bam Bigelow, where Larry Shaw began serving as his manager, reuniting the trainer with Bigelow. During the New Japan New Year Dash, Blazing Cherry Blossoms, and Summer Big Fight Series events, Bigelow reported facing the promoter Antonio Inoki in a series of matches, including unsuccessfully challenging him for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Tokyo in 1987, in August 1987. In January 1989, Bigelow formed a tag team with Big Van Vader, known as Big, Bad, and Dangerous. That's hard. That's hard. Because they was big, bad, and dangerous. Vader was stiff as hell. And I'm pretty sure Bam Bam was just big with a flaming head. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? He successfully challenged for the IWGP Championship on several occasions, including against incumbent champion Vader in September 1989, billed as the Superpower Blue Battle. Hell, Bigelow and Vader reformed a tag team in June. In June, make sure I'm on the right page, you feel me? There we go. In June of 1990, Bigelow also appeared in All Japan Wrestling, competing in Superpower Series against such as Dr. Steve Williams, Terry Gordy, I don't know that dude's name, and Kenta Kobashi. You know what I'm saying? So, in March of 1991, Bigelow and Vader defeated Doom in the Tokyo Dome as a part of the WCW New Japan Super Show. In March of 1992, Bigelow and Vader defeated Hiroshi Hayes and Kenji Moto for the IWGP Tag Team Championship. Their reign lasted until June of 1992, when they was defeated by the Steiner brothers. Of course, they cold as hell, especially in the 90s. Late 90s, but early 90s and 80s, Steiner brothers, true, one of the greatest tag teams ever, for real, for real. Bigelow made his final appearance in New Japan in October 1992, participating in the Super Grade Tag League with Kenji Moto before leaving Japan to return to WWF. Bigelow was unable to return to New Japan later in his career due to excessively agreement signed between New Japan and WCW. Damn. It's messed up. He could have used that. You know what I'm saying? Could have used that money. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when I think I saw the Vader stuff, Vader got tired of WWE and he started back drawing in New Japan. You know what I'm saying? Because New Japan, you know, they appreciate great wrestling. You feel me? So let's get to it. World Wrestling Federation first run. Bigelow debuted in the World Wrestling Federation in May 1987 as Bam Bam Bigelow. He spent several months in wrestling exclusively dog matches and house shows before making his televised debut. Upon his debut, Bigelow was featured in storyline with various heel managers such as Jimmy Hart, Jimmy Valley, Mr. Fuji, Bobby Heat, and my main man Slick. Bad to have him as they climbed what was dubbed the battle for Bam Bam, only for Jesse Ventura to tell him that they was out of the running for Bam Bam. The storyline culminated in 1987 when Bigelow denounced the last manager in the running, Slick, and announced that his manager would be over Humperdinky, establishing him as a face. Damn. Well, he did join up with Hogan, gang bang. Alright. In September and October 1987, Bigelow won a series of battle royals. He made his pay-per-view debut in the inaugural Survivor Series, teaming up with Don Morocco, Hulk Hogan, Ken Patella, and Paul Orndorff, and a loss to Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, Butch Reed, One Man Gang, and my main man Rick Rude, because the ladies love Rick Rude, and the niggas want to be like Rick Rude. Bigelow was the last eliminated for his team following the bout. He faced One Man Gang in a series of matches. At the 1987 Slammy Awards in December, he received an award for Best Head. Whoa, pause. Big pause. For sure. Anyway, later in the evening, he joined the rest of WWF roster to sing If You Only Knew. He began feud with Ted DiBiase in January 1988. On several occasions, teaming with Hogan to face DiBiase and Andre the Giant. At WrestleMania, was that 5? Yeah, 5. At WrestleMania 5 in March 1988, Bigelow took part in the tournament for the vacant WWF World Heavyweight Championship, losing to the one-man gang in the first round. Why? Didn't make sense. Bigelow went on to face one-man gang in further series of matches through the mid-1988. Then, of course, in June 1988, Bigelow lost to Andre the Giant in Madison Square Garden bout earned on WWF on Madison Square Garden Network, in which Bret stated Andre practically killed him by working stiff due to tensions between them. Damn. Well, Bam Bam did say they had beef, so I ain't surprised. If Andre don't like you, he gonna give you that 2-piece and that work. Immediately following the match, Bigelow returned to the locker room, collected his bags, and left the garden. Bigelow left WWF due to a combination of knee injuries, torn ligaments, dog, and heat from other members of the roster, resentful push they were player hate because he was a rookie. You know, that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I think they were hating on Randy. You know what I'm saying? They were hating on Randy Orton when he got his push. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you better than somebody or you got that glow. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You gotta remember some of you folks been rapping for 15 years, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't got old. But it's like, man, then you see this new rookie dude coming in, man, why that man getting the put? Man got tactics, man got flames in his head, man. Come on, man. He got the fire, you know what I'm saying? Something new, something fresh. And he got something that's appealing to the fans, you know what I'm saying? And Vince like it, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? So I can see why old pride play hating on my boy. You know what I'm saying? Cause they were jealous, you feel me? So, alright, for sure, let's get it. World Championship Wrestling. Bigelow debuted in Jim Crockett Promotions in September 1988, shortly before it's rebranded as the World Championship for WCW. He was managed by Oliver Humperdinck, who had also joined the promotion. Bigelow began feuding with the Four Horsemen, but in November 1988, he unsuccessfully challenged Ric Flair, the leader of the Four Horsemen, for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in the dark match in Charlotte. Of course, Ric Flair is not for losing his hometown. Come on, man. Y'all know Ric Flair ain't for losing his hometown. Hell no. Trash. In 1988, he began feuding with Horseman Barry Windham over the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship. He lost to Windham by a countout at Starrcade 1988, True Grit in December 1988. After being attacked by Horseman manager J.J. Dillon, Bigelow was willing to unsign an exclusive contract at WCW due to his tour commitments with New Japan, and he left the company in '89. Of course, Bigelow returned to WCW in 1990, once again reunited with Oliver Humperdinck. During his stint, he wrestled primarily on house shows and occasionally on NWA Powwow and NWA Main Event. He joined the villainous the group Sullivan Slaughterhouse stable with Kevin Sullivan, Cactus Jack, and the Capital Comeback pay-per-view in May 1990. Bigelow teamed with Sullivan and Cactus Jack, and they lost to the Norman Lunatic. Wow, that is a name, bro. Norman Lunatic. In the Road Warriors at Clash of Champions, Capital Crush. He lost to Tommy Rich via disqualification after refusing to break the choke. Bigelow's second stint in WCW lasted until August 1990. And then when he once again returned to New Japan. Hey man, that must have been where the money was at the time. New Japan, bro. You feel me? And of course he joined Universal Wrestling 1991. Bigelow joined the fledgling Universal Wrestling in March 1991, making several appearances in UWF Fury Hour. During his time to promotion, he had a short feud with Cowboy Bob Orton. His final appearance in UWF was in June Beach Brawl pay-per-view, where he lost to Steve Williams in the main event to determine the inaugural UWF Sports Channel television champion. Okay, all right. Yeah. In Universal Wrestling in 1992. In February 1992, Bigelow began wrestling in Mexico for the Universal Wrestling Association. Appearing on his UWA TV program, he primarily wrestled in a 6-man tag with his regular allies, including Andre the Giant. I guess they squashed the beef by then, but I just read it. Whom he reconciled following their altercation in 1988. The SWAT team Rambo, and his opponents include El Kaki, Fishman. Fishman? Bruh, I'm tripping. The Villanados 3, 4, and 5. He was one of the series of foreign challengers to face El Kaki. Bigelow did not enjoy working in Mexico. He left UWA in May 92. That was a short visit. I got to roll, you hear me? Then, of course, his second run, you know what I'm saying? Vince Lighten. Bigelow returned to the World Wrestling Federation in October 1992, scoring a series of wins on WWF Superstars and WWF Champion. I feel like now his second run around, he could have got pushed, bro. He could have been a main event player, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? He could have been a main event player instead of giving him, little storylines and sloppy seconds. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. So he made his pay-per-view return in January 1993, defeating the Big Boss Man at the Royal Rumble. Throughout early 1993, Bigelow see what we got here. Yeah, throughout 1993, Bigelow. Oh, wait, there's one part. Bigelow wrestled primarily on house shows, including tours of Europe in February and April. He repeatedly unsuccessfully challenged Bret Hart for the WWF World Championship. A scheduled match between Bigelow and Kamala at WrestleMania 9 was canceled due to time constraints. Well, yeah, that match wasn't gonna be. It was gonna be alright because Kamala can work. So I would have loved to see Bigelow versus Kamala. To be honest with you. In June 1993, Louis Vachon was introduced as Bigelow valet in his main squeeze. You know what I'm saying? His ride or die, his Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? Bigelow defeated Typhoon on May 10th on the episode of Monday Night Raw to qualify for the first ever televised King of the Ring tournament. At King of the Ring pay-per-view on June, Bigelow defeated Jim Duggan in the quarterfinals and received the bye in the semifinals, but lost to Bret Hart. And that was a good match too. Man, Bret Hart put in a lot of performance in it, and he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? That was a good match. Following the King of the Ring, Bigelow began feuding with undefeated Tatanka. In July and August, Bigelow toured Europe with WWF. In late August, Bigelow teamed with Yokozuna, unsuccessfully challenging the Steiner brothers for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. At SummerSlam on August 30th, Bigelow and the Headshrinkers lost to Tatanka and the Smoking Guns in October. They lost in October 1993. Bigelow and Luna Vachon began feud with Dunk. I think Bigelow and the real Dunk had heat. Like they had real beef. He ain't like him, you know what I'm saying? So, and this one Dunk was doing that powder and stuff like that and cost himself millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? I think in the dark side of the ring, my boy had just bought a house and everything. But my boy kept on feeling drug tests, you know what I'm saying? So he began feud with Dunk the Clown, then the Brooklyn Brawler, who was substituted for Bigelow in some of the matches. He took a brief leave of absence in early November to care for his pregnant wife. You know what I'm saying? I think at the time Brooklyn Brawler played Dunk the Clown 2 for me. A match was scheduled for Survivor Series pitting Bigelow, Bastion Booker. That was a terrible game. A fat dude that just like to eat trash. I don't get it. Alright. And the Headshrinkers against the Four Dunks at Survivor Series. The Four Dunks revealed as being the Bushwhackers, Man on a Mission. Bigelow was defeated by Mabel. The match was poorly criticized, with being named the worst match of the year. Damn. When you look back at it, it is kind of cringy, you know. I said they had released the real Dunk at the time, man. It was just like, you know. You feel me? So, in January 1994, Bigelow had a short feud with Bastion Booker, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and let me go back to the Dunk part. Y'all see the classic video I just promoted on my page. Man, Matt Bourne played too much, man. That man hit Luna with that water, boy. Bam, bam, getting fired up, man. And then he tripped, you know, Bigelow tripped and failed and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? They were classic times. I wish the real Dunk would stay because I think their feud had potential of being good. Now, with the Dunk the Clown character would have worked at that time. I mean, if he would have went a little darker like the Joker or something, it would work for sure. back to DBC. Alright, in January 1994, Bigelow had a short feud with Bastion Booger. Why? After Booger kissed Vachon at the 1994 Royal Rumble on January 22nd. Bigelow lost to Tatanka, substituting for Luke V. Booger. After that, when Vince had released his brother, Booger, whatever man name, racist nigga name. During the Royal Rumble match itself, Bigelow eliminated Tatanka, Doink, and several other wrestlers before being eliminated by Lex Luger. Man, that Royal Rumble was. But, you know, yeah. Bigelow was also one of the multiple villainous wrestlers to interfere in the World Heavyweight Championship title defense against Yoko against The Undertaker, helping Yokozuna retain his championship. Following the Royal Rumble, Bigelow continued his feud with Dunk, culminating in a tag team match at WrestleMania, where Bigelow and Vachon defeated Doink and his ally Dink to end their rivalry. Adding Dink and all them folks trash. I'm sorry. Following WrestleMania 10, Bigelow took part in the WF tour of Europe and Israel. In April 23, 1993, a bout between Bigelow and Bret Hart in Barcelona, Spain was included in 2005 DVD documentary film Bret Hart, The Best There Is, The Best There Was, The Best There Will Be, and Bret Hart Request. Because shit, Bam can go, you know what I'm saying? On May 16, 1994 episode of Monday Night Raw, Bigelow defeated Hardcore Holly Sparky Plug to qualify for that year King of the Ring. The following morning, he lost to Razor Ramon in the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring. Then, of course, he joined the $1 Million Corporation. You know, Ted DiBiase was about that paper. You know what I'm saying? So, on June 27, 1994 episode of Monday Night Raw, Bigelow broke ties with Louis Vachon. With Ted DiBiase sequentially announcing he had bought Bigelow's contract, Bigelow became a member of the new stable, the $1 Million Corporation. Throughout the summer, Bigelow had a series of matches with Mabel. Wow. The two faced off during the Summerfest and Heart Attack of the tours in July 1994. While under the WF contract, Bigelow returned to Japan to work with, I don't even know brand name, Wrestling Association, or as the Crusher Bam Bigelow. Teaming with Team U and Onita, he won the Super Battle of the six-man tournament. At SummerSlam in August, Bigelow and fellow $1 Million Corporation member defeated the Headshrinkers by disqualification. It's Survivor Series on November 23rd. The $1 Million Corporation team, Bigelow, King Kong Bundy, Tatanka, and the Heavenly Bodies defeated the Guts and Glory, Adam Bone, Lex Luger, Mabel, and the Smoking Guns. In November 1994, Bigelow and fellow Corporation member Tatanka entered a tournament for the vacant WWF Tag Team Championship. They defeated the Men on the Mission in the quarterfinals and the Headshrinkers in the semifinals. Bigelow made another appearance with the Wrestling Association in Japan in December 1994, winning a round-robin challenges. You know what I'm saying? Winning round-robin challenge at World Mega Power event. On January 1995 at the Royal Rumble, Bigelow to Tatanka lost to the underdog team of Hardcore Holly, but they were the underdog team, 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Holly in the finals of the tournament for the vacant WWF Tag Team Championship in the upset. Man. Then of course, the Real Wrestling Federation approached one of the greatest linebackers of all time, my boy, New York Giants, Lawrence Taylor, about performing at WrestleMania 11 in an attempt to generate interest. Shit, Vince gave LT the bag. Of course he agreed. After Taylor agreed to wrestle the match, Bigelow was selected as opponent. Hey man, I don't care what nobody say. Bam main evented before CM Punk, y'all. I don't care. Hey, the match was probably alright. Now it should have been Diesel versus Shawn Michaels the main event. I ain't gonna cap. I agree with y'all on that. But My boy, main event WrestleMania. You can't take it away from him. You know what I'm saying? Bigelow was selected as the opponent. The storyline saw Taylor introduced at the Royal Rumble, where he was sitting in the audience. He's sitting in the audience at ringside after Bigelow was pinned by 1, 2, 3 Kid. Bigelow took the umbrage after noticing Taylor laughing. Upon Bigelow confronting Taylor at ringside, he offered Bigelow a handshake, but Bigelow instead shoved him to the ground. On the following episode of Monday Night Raw, it was announced that Bigelow had been temporarily suspended during the interview segment with Vince McMahon. Bigelow declined to apologize to Lawrence Taylor. Instead, he challenged him to a match anytime, any place. LT initially declined, but after repeated insults from Bigelow, he accepted the challenge on February 27, 1995 at the WrestleMania press conference. The build-up for the match included Taylor staging a public workout in the ring that had been in Times Square, New York City, at which he was confronted by Bigelow, resulting in a brawl. On April 2nd, Taylor defeated Bigelow in the main event. The storyline garnered the significant media coverage such as Sports Illustrated, Sports Center, and USA Today. Hey, it did its purpose though. That's why I say, hey, my boy main evented, you feel me? Like, you hear me? Like, my boy, he did it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he did that for sure. Following WrestleMania, participated in a WWF High Gear Tour of Europe. Upon his return in the United States, he challenged Diesel for the WWF Championship on April 24th. I think it was around the time they added Sid Vicious to the, you know what I'm saying? After Diesel defeated Bigelow, Ted DiBiase had announced he fired Bam Bigelow. This one I think they jumped him. After Bigelow retaliated and other members of the $1 Million Corporation, he was attacked until Diesel made the save. And then when Bigelow had turned face. Now, I think according to him, he wasn't even a fan of the Clique. He ain't like none of them folks. You know what I'm saying? He felt like they was on some shiesty stuff at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, in the main event of King of the Ring, June 25th, 1995, Bigelow and Diesel teamed up together and defeated Sid and Tatanka. Following the King of the Ring, Bigelow faced the $1 Million Corporation members Sid, Tatanka, King Kong Bundy, and Carl in a series of matches. At In Your House 92, he defeated Henry Godwin, who was auditioning to be in the $1 Million Club. At In Your House, At In Your House 3, he lost to the British Bulldog in October 1995. You know what I'm saying? In 1995, Bigelow negotiated an early release from his contract with WWF Chairman Vince McMahon after becoming delusioned by the creative influence of the Clique. Told you, he didn't like the Clique, you know what I'm saying? Because the Clique probably didn't like him, you hear me? He made his final appearance on WWF in November 19, 1995 at a Survivor Series, losing to the debut. Basically, he jobbed the Goldust, bro. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? So, do I care about this part? Yeah, let's get it. Alright, the United States Independent Circuit Japanese Tour. After leaving World Wrestling Federation in 1995, Bigelow began working at the United States Independent Circuit. In March 1996, Bigelow became the inaugurated NWA Northeast Heavyweight Champion of newly found NWA promotion, defeating Jim Neidhart in the tournament. Although Bigelow only made a handful appearances with the promotion, his reign officially lasted to October 1998, when the title was vacated. In May 1996, Bigelow defeated Typhoon to win the Universal Superstars of America Heavyweight Championship. In July 1996, he defeated King Kong Bundy at NWA New Jersey. Bigelow returned to Wrestling Association in August 1996 for a tour that lasted until the end of the year. He briefly held the World Six-Man Tag Championship with, I don't know these niggas' name. I don't know these dudes' name, in October 1996. In 1997, Bigelow was named the inaugural heavyweight champion of newly found World Star Wrestling Federation in June 1997. Bigelow appeared at the World Wrestling Peace Festival Interpromotional Supercard stage at Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena by Antonio Inoki, where he faced Chris Jericho and Konnan in a three-way dance. In April 1998, Bigelow wrestled 2 bouts for the Japanese promotion, Foreigner Martial Arts Wrestling, participating in creation, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Then of course we had the ECW era, you know what I'm saying, which was lit, especially when he joined Shane Douglas and Chris Candido as Triple Threat, you know what I'm saying. But Bigelow debuted at the Philadelphia-based Extreme Championship Wrestling promotion in 1996 at the Big Apple Blizzard Blast, confronting Taz. And the Taz had that classic match. Y'all know when they went through the ring, bro. Man, that was hard, bro. I know they got that on her for sure. Later that match, just another night, he defeated Captain Jack in an impromptu match after Jack mocked him for his loss to Lawrence Taylor. In March 1996, Big Ass Extreme Bash, he again confronted Taz. Bigelow made further appearance in October 1996, defeating Terry Bam Bam Gordy at Ultimate Jeopardy, what was dubbed as the Battle of the Bam Bams. And of course, Triple Threat. Bigelow began appearing regularly in ECW in May 1997. He was introduced as Chapter 2, being named the new member of the Triple Threat alongside Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and of course the lovely extremist Francine. He was undefeated until August 1997, where he suffered his first loss against the little Goliath. David, my boy, Spike Dudley. You know, Spike Dudley might be little as hell, but he was tough as nails, you know what I'm saying? He had a heart like a 7'5" dude, you know what I'm saying? Spike Dudley was real. Spike Dudley is born to be wild. Bigelow made his ECW pay-per-view debut at Hardcore Heaven. Later that month, decisively defeating Dudley in a rematch. He destroyed Spike. During the match, Bigelow pressed Dudley above his head and hurled him to the ECW audience. Bigelow went on to defeat Dudley in a series of matches over the following months. Let me see. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, hold up. Alright. On October 20th, 1997, episode of ECW Hardcore TV, Rick Rude selected Bigelow as the challenger for the Shane Douglas ECW World Championship match. Bigelow accepted the match and went on to win the championship, renouncing his membership of Triple Threat. As a result, over the course of his reign, Bigelow successfully retained the championship in bouts with Al Snow, Chris Candido, Mikey Whipwreck, Paul Diamond. He began feuding with Douglas on one occasion, accidentally breaking the pelvis of Douglas' valet Francine while performing a gorilla press slam in the main event on November to Remember. But Douglas defeated and regained his championship. Bigelow continued the feud with Shane Douglas and the rest of Triple Threat, aligned with Taz at the Hostile City Showdown in January 1998. Bigelow and Taz faced the Triple Threat in the handicap match. During the match, Bigelow betrayed Taz and rejoined the group. At Living Dangerously, March 1st, 1998, Bigelow defeated Taz for the ECW World Television Championship in the Asbury Park Convention Hall in his adopted hometown. I think because they say he's from Asbury Park or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I call it New Jersey Drag, you hear me? During the match, Bigelow collapsed backwards while Taz was in the Taz mission hole, driving both men through the ring canvas. Bigelow reign lasted until April 4th, 1998 on the episode of ECW Hockey TV when he lost to the great ECW Tag Team Champion, Rob Van Dam. And you know, Rob Van Dam got that sack. I don't smoke though, but he do. You know? After feeding New Jack at Razzlepalooza, Axel Rotten at It Ain't Seinfeld, and Al Snow at It Ain't a Matter of Respect, Bigelow unsuccessfully challenged Taz for the ECW FTW Heavyweight Championship in the Falls Count Falls Count Anywhere match at Heatwave after both men fell through the entrance ramp. Bigelow subsequently teamed with Candido and then Douglas unsuccessfully to ECW Tag Team Champions Sabu and Rob Van Dam. The EC, you know what I'm saying, continued as the 6-man. The feud between the Triple Threat tags culminated in a 6-man tag match in the main event of November to Remember, in which Sabu pinned Douglas. This marked Bam Bam's final appearance in ECW. He left the company to rejoin WCW after. Alright, cool. You know what I'm saying? After Bigelow abruptly left ECW after bouncing check, they said Paul Heyman wasn't paying niggas or paying jiggers. Signing with Brian Fitz and Christopher Murray, described as luxury, a 2-year contract with World Championship Wrestling. He made his return to WCW on November 16th. On the episode, interrupted a match between Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Scott Pusky. After attacking both competitors, Bigelow called out the World Heavyweight Champion Goldberg and brawled with him in the ring. At World War III on November 20th, Bigelow interfered in interfered with a match and attacking Goldberg. In his first match back with the couple, he wrestled Goldberg to a no contest on December 7th on the episode of Monday Nitro. At Starrcade, December 27th, Bigelow was one of several wrestlers to interfere in the main event between that stun gun crap with Goldberg and Kevin Nash, helping Nash pin Goldberg for the first time in his career and to win the WCW Heavyweight Championship after defeating Ralph at Sold Out in January 1999. Bigelow lost to Goldberg at Super Brawl the following month. In March 1999, Bigelow lost to Rey Mysterio Jr. This when Rey had his mask off and helping him establish himself as the Giant Killer. Later that month, he entered the tournament for the vacant WCW United States Championship, losing to the Tough Haku, aka Mean. He began competing in WCW Hardcore Division, including Triple Threat Fall Count Anywhere matches against Raven, Sandman, who was hardcore Hack at Uncensored, and a hardcore match against Hack at Spring Stampede, a kendo stick match against Hugh Morris, and a hardcore match with Brian Knobbs at Slamboree. Then, of course, he joined his homeboys, Kane and DDP. On May 31st, 1999, Monday Nitro, Bam Bam Bigelow and Diamond Dallas Page challenged Raven and Perry Saturn for the championship. After Bigelow and Page attacked Raven prior to the match, Saturn faced them alone until Chris Kane joined the match as a substitute for Raven. However, Bigelow and Page had pinned Kane to win the championship. But the following week, Kane joined Page and Bigelow to form the stable, the Jersey Triad. Page and Bigelow lost the WCW Championships, Tag Team Championships to Saturn and Chris Benoit on June 10th on the episode of Nitro. But at the Great American June 10th on the episode. At the Great American Bash later on in the month, Page and Kane defeated Benoit and Saturn for the championship following the interference of Bigelow. Sequentially, they enacted the Freebird rule. So, you know what I'm saying, any two members can, you know what I'm saying, defend the titles, you know what I'm saying. Meaning Bigelow also recognized as a champion. Any two members of the Jersey Triad could defend the championships. At Bash of the Beach, the Jersey Triad successfully defended the Tag Team Championships against Perry Saturn and Chris Benoit in a handicap match. Their reign lasted until Road Wild when they lost it to the Harlem Heat. Then after that, they disbanded. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shoot. Alright. After a short absence, Bigelow appeared on WCW television on October 25th on the Monday Nitro, losing to Norman Smiley. What? Oh, hell no. For real? You lost to the Wiggle? Oh, man. They ain't believing you, bro. You lost to Norman Smiley, a cool little wrestler, but you lost to that dude? Oh, man, that's hard. in the first round of the tournament of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. He then returned to the hardcore division on February 7, 2009. The writing was trash at this time. They didn't know what to do. Damn. Bigelow defeated Brian Knobbs for the WCW Hardcore Championship. He lost the championship back to Knobbs later that month at Super Brawl. And in March 2000, Bigelow participated in the WCW Millennium Tour of the, Bow Wow? Of the United Kingdom. Later that month, he began feuding with The Wall. He developed a sadistic streak and attacked various young wrestlers, including David Flair and Crowbar. The feud culminated in a bout at Uncensored, which Bigelow won in the disqualification. In June 2000, Bigelow briefly reunited with his former Triple Threat stalemates Shane Douglas and Chris Candido, after which he was inactive for 7 months due to several burns he had sustained in the fight. Damn. God bless him. Real talk. Alright. Bigelow returned to WCW. You know what I'm saying? But he returned to WCW television once more October 2000. In November, he was paired with Mike Awesome in a lethal lottery tournament to determine the number one contender to the WCW Heavyweight Championship. After that, Bigelow and Awesome lost to Scott Steiner and Sting. They began feud after Bigelow attacked the Awesome prior to their scheduled match between them at Mayhem in November. Bigelow defeated Awesome substitute Sergeant AWOL. The feud culminated in an ambulance match at Starrcade in December, which was won by Awesome after Bigelow fell through the roof of the ambulance. Over the following months, Bigelow primarily wrestled on Thunder in early 2001, and Bigelow began feud with Shawn Stacey. Wow. Okay. Alright, losing to me at WCW Final Pay-Per-View Greed. The feud culminated in one final episode of Monday Night Show on March 26th, with Stacey defeating Bam Bam Bigelow. Wow. Alright. So, you know what I'm saying? My boy had a, you know what I'm saying, successful career, nice little career. I feel like he didn't get that big break that he should have deserved. You know what I'm saying? But, you know how they go. You know what I'm saying? But my boy did go outside, you feel me? Like, my boy went out bad, you know what I'm saying? Due to the drugs and all that. So, we're gonna read, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna, when I read it, I was like, dang, this shit sad as hell. Bigelow girlfriend found him dead in a home in Hudson, Florida, approximately 10 a.m. on the morning of January 2007. He was only 45 years old. An autopsy found Bigelow's death was due to drugs found in his system, including toxic levels of cocaine. I don't know if that's the B word, but a contributing factor to death was he had arthritis, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? His death was ruled by an accident. You know what I'm saying, by the example. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bam Bam, you know what I'm saying? He a legend in my ass, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he didn't get his big chance to, you know, get his big break in WWE or WCW. You know, they'll give him a little juice in their life. You don't believe me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But he one of the hardest big men in the joint, for real, power. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm out. Yeah.
Nathan Beats.